What's going on, Swoopers? Welcome back to Swoop Luke, the very first episode of 2020. What a way to kick things off with a Grundy 7-year signing. So, in celebration of that, I got a couple of these. Let's crack one open and let's celebrate to the man himself. This one's for you, Grundy. Let's roll the intro. So let's just get some formalities out of the way to start with. Like I just said, welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, please sub to my channel. I'm trying to get to 500 subs. If I hit 500, I will get a Swoop Luke tattoo and I'll film the whole experience. So that'll be great. My mum won't like it, but, you know, she'll love me anyway, so she'll be right. I've got a TikTok now, at Swoop Luke. Follow my Instagram, at Swoop Luke. Nearly at 1,800 followers on that. Hit 200 on TikTok. So thank you all. Not the Swoop Luke community, the Swooper community. I appreciate every single one of you. And let's just really dive into this video now. So if you've been living under a rock, you haven't turned on your internet, your phone, you haven't read a newspaper, no one's talked to you, and this is the first thing you're watching, you'll be really pleased to know that Grundy just signed this morning 7 years at Collingwood. So he'll be with us till 2027. I was going to say 2024 for some reason, but 2027, and it's just absolutely amazing. It has been so long in the making. He did a interview today, answered a bunch of questions. He said that this was done before Christmas. He was going to announce a couple of weeks ago, but due to these bushfires, he realised that there are bigger things than football. And what a selfless human being! Like, this is just one of the guys that you just absolutely admire. What he does on the field, we know he's one of the best players in the game, but what he does off the field, you know, with all his communities and stuff. And just the way I just absolutely love the way he thinks, and he is just, like I said, an amazing human being, and I'm so glad he's with us for the next 7 years, which pretty much makes him a pie for life. During this interview, Grundy also made mention that what Nathan Buckley and the Collingwood Football Club are creating is just what's keeping him here, and he wants to be a leader of the team. He wants to lead this team to premierships. You know, maybe there is some talk of sort of captaincy, because yes, I love Taylor Adams and I would love Taylor Adams to be, you know, one of the next captains of the Pies after Pendles, but maybe Grundy has been offered that some sort of role. You know, this is just me making guesses of no substantial claims or anything, just my thoughts and my feelings that, you know, I would love to have him as a captain, as I'm sure most of the team would as well. So with this comes a lot of commentary, mainly, is it too long? First, when he doesn't sign it, Collingwood need to offer him 7 years. That's what he deserves. Now it's Collingwood offer him 7 years and he signs. It's like, is it too long? Media, make up your fucking mind what you want to do, seriously. But, yeah, so that was Kane Corns pretty much coming out and saying that stuff. But you got to look at it. Grundy has been very, very, very durable. In the last 5 or 6 years, he's played 19 or more games consecutively. And that's, you know, for a big ruckman, that's really good. And last season, 2019, and the season before, 2018, he was just breaking records left, right, and centre. If you're on Twitter, follow at Sir Swamp Thing. He's just an AFL statistician. He's like a statistician magician, pretty much. He put one out today saying that on 40 occasions, the most of any ruckman, Grundy has gotten more than 30 hitouts and more than 20 disposals in a game. And that's just ridiculous. 40 times he's done that. He's now the highest paid ruckman. I keep saying it, but he has to be top 3 best players in the league. And he's still so young. He's got a bright future ahead of him. And I'm so just beyond the moon that this was announced. Let's talk about the contract situation going into 2020. I know we're going to be riding this high, but everyone has started already to ask what's happening with Moore, what's happening with DeGoey, Pendles, Cox. So I'm going to give you my 2 cents, not knowing anything at all. So, At the end of the season, the big four coming out of contract is Moore, DeGoey, Pendles, and Cox. I've got a feeling that Cox will leave at the end of this season, freeing up approximately $500,000 in our salary cap. Pendles, of course, will sign on. He'll go and play 4 or 5 more seasons with us. Got this feeling. Now, DeGoey and Moore are the will they, won't they? And this is what our 2020 season is going to be all about. We know the Kangaroos offered Jordan DeGoey millions of dollars. We know that the Bulldogs and Sydney were really keen on Darcy Moore. Both are important cogs in our side. Moore will be, or is probably already, one of the best backmen in the game, if you can say on the park. Jordan DeGoey is just a match winner. We all know that. And if he stays forward, he's kicking 3, 4, 5 goals a game. If he goes into midfield, he's bulking. He's getting that ball into the forward line. So what happens now with those two? So in an ideal, perfect, colourful world where, butterflies are just everywhere and it's just everyone's just nice to each other, DeGoey and Moore both sign on, take a bit of a pay cut and both sign on, and we win 3 or 4 premierships in the row, equaling our record with the machine team. It's not a perfect world. So either DeGoey or Moore will leave. I've got a feeling that it'll be Moore that takes the hit. I feel personally that DeGoey is more important than Moore. DeGoey is a proven match winner. Moore, as much as I love the kid, can't stay on the park. And also, we've got Will Kelly ready to take his spot. He looks like he's bulked up in the off-season. He might play a couple of games this season, but next year will be his testing year. He's a tall dude. He'll get another preseason into him, and he'll be on fire in the back line. So I can see this going one of 3 ways. Like I just mentioned, we sign them both. Ideal, perfect. We sign one or the other, or they both leave, which I don't... Come on, dude. Fucking motorbikes. Or they both leave, which I don't think that will happen. To get them both to sign, we'll have to lose some players. I already mentioned that I think Cox will leave at the end of the season, so that might free up about $500,000. This is a huge call, and one that I don't say lightly, and I don't want to make light of the situation. But this Dame Beams situation, it's not even a situation. The dude is, he's got this mental illness, and it fucking sucks, man. Trust me, it is. Depression is a monster. But I have this feeling that at the end of the season, Beams and Collingwood will mutually part ways and break the contract. And that's not because Collingwood can't be bothered dealing with him. That's not it. It's just that I think that Beams shouldn't worry about football. Football's just a fucking game, He's got a family. He's got a life outside of football. He's got that mind art that he's creating now. And he doesn't have to worry about, or he shouldn't have to worry about going to training or anything like that. So I think just for his health, he's already taken a step back, an indefinite step back. Just go that one step further, terminate the contract mutually, but support him every step of the way, which I know the Collingwood Football Club will do. But it just gives him one less monkey on his shoulder that he has to deal with, and he can really focus on getting himself right. If that happens, that's close to, with him and Cox, that's close to $1 million a season freed up. Maybe we can sign both of them. But I want to hear your thoughts. What happens now? Who would you rather, Moore or DeGoey? I might put a poll up here. I'll chuck this question on Instagram. But let me know. Alright, so sign Brody Grundy for 7 years. Amazing. Cheers to that. And let's just have a good season. If you've watched it this far, thank you so much. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets. And until next time, double shackers. I'll swoop you later. Oh! Oh, I should not have done that. Oh, that hurt. This is why I drink wine. Alright. So let's just get some formality. Talking off. What's the saying? Talking off the tip of me fucking tongue. Not that. That's not the saying.